Owen, let's elephant in the room. And you and I talked. You texted me during the show last week. Like call me as soon as possible. We had a conversation. It became apparent that there seemed to be an issue with the event that you had for the race ranch this week. Obviously, it was going to be March 1st and 2nd. That now has been postponed, not by you, not by the South Texas Race Ranch or anything local right there. Kind of talk about that as much as you want to. That has been an ordeal for you, man. I can't imagine how you have even slept these last few days.
Honestly, super tough, right? So, and I'll be as absolutely transparent as it can be. Super disappointed. And I'm going to tell you straight up that today, as of today, they canceled. You saw it on their website. They canceled the show this weekend. And I have yet to get a single phone call from ASCS. So super disappointed in the overall situation. So did I know about this? I felt like I knew about this about 2 weeks ago, guys. And that's only because one guy called me, that being KR, and said, hey, dude, you're my friend. And I feel like you need to know something's up. And I don't know that you know or don't know. So I'm calling you to tell you. And he goes, there's some hot check problems. There's a lot of problems with the National Points Fund from the year before. And he said, man, I didn't believe it. I thought it was a typical rumor. And he goes, man, when I got there and saw some customers that I have that had those problems, he said, man, I knew there was a problem. And what do I do now? And he said, I don't want to be the guy that calls you and tell you, hey, your show's about to get, done wrong and you're in trouble. But thank God he did, because I slowed a lot of advertising down. I was already in deep, right? So the facility as an overall is going to lose $5,000 plus just in effort, right? Not my time or not money from me. It's money from me, but in advertising and all the stuff you got to do, right? Ticketing and everything we've been working on for weeks and weeks now. It's just a total waste. And thankfully, KR messaged me or called me and said, hey man, Don't get any deeper than you already are. You're about to lose. None of these guys are coming. So that was super frustrating. And so then I knew, but then it was like, well, do I post it and say we're canceled? Because I hate waiting to the last minute. My racers, my fans, they all buy, right, hotels. They get all this stuff that they got to cancel and go through problems with. And we know how it is. And so I was definitely concerned with that. But I'll be honest with you, I didn't really want to go out and cancel on my own and then allow ASCS and those folks and the problems they have to use me as a scapegoat of, oh, no, the track canceled on us. Because the track never canceled. The track did not want to cancel. We didn't want to cancel. Last thing I wanted people to think was, oh, this is a money problem or this is something else. No, the track's ready to go. I'm ready to go right now. I was ready to go. But I promised my fans, I promised everybody a really good national level show. That's what I sold. And then for them to cancel and not have that, I can't run anything. So I've gotten a lot of comments and questions around, well, what about just a weekend event, right? And the Stems was going to be here and other stuff. And I'm like, no, I guarantee my fans, I'm not going to have them showing up and getting something less. So honestly, it's been a real struggle. Really, really disappointing in the effort they put in to make this happen. And I'm more disappointed for my fans. And I've got guys calling me that, man, is this real? We had an air BRB down there. We've been planning on coming for months, and since we saw it on the schedule. And so, man, I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you, and I apologize for what's happened here. And there's been a lot of that. So the phone's been obviously super busy. It's a struggle, and it's disappointing. So, but we as a track, we do have a ASCS Go South event coming up in July, and the track's not going to cancel anything. We're doing our part.
Mm-hmm.
So in terms of the prospect looking forward, though, obviously it's going to be another couple of weeks before your season itself kicks off at the race ranch. Everything's set to go for that. I mean, no issues going on with that point forward, right? It's just a little hiccup with a big hiccup with the ASCS National Tour and the cancellation for today.
Yeah, absolutely. We're ready to go. The SNS Monuments, they got about 18,000 Easter eggs planned for March 23rd. We're ready to go for March 23rd. And then the week after that, March 30th, we're ready to go in Ed. Main thing we're working on right now is getting some practices in. We're going to start at kickoff Houston next week, which hopefully we'll talk a little bit about. But so yeah, we're ready to go with both tracks. And no, we're still working on stuff and trying to get our sponsors lined up and get all the details worked out. A lot of people don't realize that Cord has basically said, "Hey, lease the track from me. I don't want to be any part of it anymore. I want you to handle it." And don't get me wrong, best owner in the business. This guy, brand new restrooms, brand new press box, brand new front stretch fence, the facility, primo, best of the best. I couldn't be prouder to try to represent what he's put out there. But it puts a lot of stress, So now it's all on me because I'm having to pay a lease bill now on that place, which I had been working for Cord. Now I'm leasing from Cord. So two different things, but super proud of the facility. And now we just go to work, keep our heads down and make it work. And Bobby, we'll see you there every week. Hopefully that you can make it and we'll have some good shows.
I'm looking forward to it.
Lastly, Owen, on the ASCS thing, I know that there was some discussion there where you did have folks that came to the forefront and wanted to add some money and try to figure out a way to make this work. But I think kind of the bottom line is in the long run, and I'm so impressed that with the announcement, with everything, the way everything is, I haven't seen anything negative about the South Texas Race Ranch, which that's the way it's supposed to be. It's not always like that a lot of times. Things kind of shift around, but you did have folks that kind of stepped up when they realized something was up and wanted to try to make the show work.
Yeah. And, like Chris Walters, for instance, run the Gulf South, he came at me with, "Hey, we got some sponsors. We can do some stuff and run a show there." And I told him, man, I couldn't appreciate the effort more and what he's doing, but I can't promise my race fans one thing and provide something else. I just couldn't do it. And I won't do it. You get promised, I don't know, Jason Aldean, you show up and it's Bob's backyard band and you're going to be disappointed. So I couldn't do it to the race fans. So, and don't get me wrong, the same guys that would have run national tour were going to be here with the Gulf South group, other than even more of the top tier national level guys would have been here. That was the goal, right? So the goal is to put the national tier guys, that level, guys that have won national races, guys that have won, national championships, Sam Heppertine and Seth Bergman, guys that are at the very top of this sport were supposed to be here racing. And I didn't want to put on a show that I don't have any of that. So that's why we're not willing to go, hey, I get the less money, and appreciate, like, hey, man, I can spend a lot less to go put on a sprint car show. But it's not the sprint car show I advertise to my fans
exactly,
and my drivers and everybody else that wants to do this. So I would rather just go, you know what, I'm going to take the hickey on the money that I've already spent. I'm going to shut it down. We're going to move on to the 23rd, and we're going to focus on the rest of our season, moving forward with the hopes that some point we can bring back a national level show to South Texas and make it what it should be.
Absolutely.
All right, so now let's look on some